brain monitoring devices. In 2018, it was revealed that major companies were using brain monitoring devices to monitor the brainwave activities of their workers.
Good Dark Knight gang in this thing, gang. I'm Neptune, aka Brandon Rashad. Bro, today I'm about to react to a video from Most Amazing Top 10. This one right here is titled Top 10 Horrifying Things Recovered from China. Numero uno? COVID. Nah, man, we about to hop into this video. Shout out to the gang. Everybody have a good day. Have a great day. You already know what's up. We're going to see some horrifying things recovered from China. If they're horrifying, why are we recovering them from China? Keep them in China? Bro, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great, as you can tell. I hope all of you guys feel good, feel great as well. I'm dropping 3 reactions today. They're all going to be fire. Shout out to the gang. Everybody have a great day. Yeah, man. Life has been good. I hope life is going good for you. Remember, ups and downs. That's what life is. It's full of ups and downs. If you're on a down right now, it's cool. Thug it out. Make it. You know what I'm saying? Don't give up. You're going to get some ups, bro. That's how life works. Shout out to the gang. Let's hop into this video. Let's go.
Today we are taking a trip over to beautiful China to look at some of the craziest discoveries ever made there. From brain monitoring devices to perfectly preserved mummies. Let's talk about this and more only in today's video. Starting off this countdown, we have the Cave of Fairies. Located in Hubei, China, there is this man-made cave known as the Cave of Fairies. So you would think that it's something magical and beautiful, right? Well, when people looked inside, they found something way more dark and grim. What? Hanging from the cave 50 meters up were decaying coffins. Some coffins were hanging from wooden stakes. Others were wedged into the openings of the cave walls. The coffins were said to be around 1,200 years old. Each one was carved out of a single tree trunk and weighed around 220 pounds. It said that this was done as part of a religious ritual. It said that by doing this, it would bless the dead, but also it would keep animals from eating their bodies, so kind of a win-win. But some of the coffins were torn open. Researchers believe that in the 1960s, someone entered the cave and tore open the coffins for the wood to make a fire. This person's fate remains unknown. In our next spot, we have
that one wasn't even crazy, bro. Cave of Fairies, okay, and so they bury people there. Hopefully they'll be reincarnated as a fairy.
Fraudulent drugs. In 2016, the Chinese government did an investigation on pharmaceutical drugs, and what they found was quite disturbing. Over 80% of the data on these drugs were fraudulent. Some drugs had their records of side effects deleted. Others were placebo pills, so they didn't actually work. Other information was incomplete or missing, and other products were just mixes of existing medicines. In fact, research has shown that since 2001, more than 200,000 Chinese patients have died from the use of fake pharmaceuticals. It's very dangerous, and the corruption went deep. But a reason why there are so many fake or misleading drugs on the market in China is because of the pressure they feel to produce groundbreaking work. If they don't, they feel like they're gonna be fired. Moving on to number 8,
I mean, the pharmaceutical companies out here are shady as well. Vaccines and boosters that don't work. But got all y'all tricked and fooled. Oh, take your vaccine, take your boosters. Oh my God. I'm not even gonna get into that.
We have the village of Hemen-Menga. In 2015, archaeologists were exploring this prehistoric village when they found the remains of 97 human bodies stuffed into a small house. The bodies were people of all ages, said to have been killed by some prehistoric disaster. They think maybe it was like an epidemic. So the dead were all packed into this house and then it was burnt down. So when they found the bones, they were all charred and deformed and stuck together in one big heap. Very dark and disturbing.
Why did they think it was an epidemic? Anything could have happened. Somebody could have literally locked them all into that house and burned that house down and burned everybody alive. Why do they say it's an epidemic? Somebody could have came there, killed everybody, then burned it down. So many things could have happened.
Organ transplants. So every country has its struggle with trying to find a donor for an organ transplant. It's typical to have more people in need.
That's why they be kidnapping people sometimes and, you know what I'm saying, taking their organs, harvesting their organs for the rich and powerful. If I need a heart transplant, I'm gonna do what I gotta do too.
Then donors available. Most people wait years
Give me a heart,
until
Johnny!
they find a donor. Well, in China, some people only need to wait weeks. In 2016, around 640 organs were transplanted. Now you might be like, wow, that's amazing. Well, take this in.
Illegally.
It was 640 operations that occurred over a period of 10 days.
Oh.
How did they manage that? On top of that, there were only 30 donors. Well, it turns out that over 21 body parts were harvested per person. Some were taken from prisoners without their permission. One doctor claimed that he was ordered to remove organs from a prisoner who had been shot but was still alive. The operation was performed while he was struggling. That is freaking scary and disturbing. In our
You don't need to use it. You in prison for the rest of your life. Give me your heart. That's evil.
brain monitoring devices. In 2018, it was revealed that major companies were using brain monitoring devices to monitor the brainwave activities of their workers. Now, why were they doing this, you ask? Well, it's said that it will improve the workers' productivity. Plus, they are using the headsets to find emotional workers, because in their eyes, emotional workers are unstable and won't be productive workers and are unpredictable. And lastly, some jobs require high concentration, so this device can detect who is suitable for those jobs and who is not. I don't know, man, the idea of my brain activity being recorded every day is not something I'm down for.
Right?
Now at our fifth
Yo, I wanna know what I'm thinking about. That's kind of crazy though. China, they don't give zero. Man, China is crazy. We're gonna monitor your brain because for this job, you have to learn how to be calm under stress. You overthink too much, you can't have this job. Like, what?
and halfway mark with the pit full of heads. Just recently, archaeologists working at the Great Wall of China found a number of interesting items. They found lots of valuable items like jade objects and weapons, but then they found something pretty disturbing. They found a pit full of severed heads. That's right. They found about 80 heads in 6 pits under the city walls. It's believed that they were all victims of sacrifices during the city's founding ceremony, and all of them were young women. In fact, an analysis of the bones showed that they were not from the area, so they were kidnapped, taken as captives, and then sacrificed.
Oh, that's not too crazy.
In our 4th spot, we have—
That's not too crazy. That sounds like how, you know what I'm saying, how we used to operate back in the day. Sounds like what humans would do, you know what I'm saying? So it sounds like the Chinese people, they probably conquered the land. They took all the women and said, hey, we're going to sever their heads and we're going to bury all their heads here. That's what people did back in the day, you know what I'm saying? Hey man, Genghis Khan, you feel me?
Have death by 1,000 cuts,
aka
yeah, lynching. This was a very disturbing form of torture from medieval China, and as you can imagine, it's literally death by 1,000 cuts. So the victim would be tied to a wood frame, and then their flesh was slowly cut off from the body. The aim was to cause as much pain as possible while still keeping the victim alive. And believe it or not, they stopped using this method of torture around 1905. A famous story involving it would be the execution of Wang Weiqun in 1904. He was sentenced to death by lynching in a vegetable market. You know, just so you have some light entertainment while you grocery shop. Needless to say, researchers were shook when they found about lynching. In our 3rd spot, we have the Lady of Dai mummy.
Alright, I'm gonna keep it a stat. That last one, that is pretty, I don't even know the term for that. That's barbaric, but that's how we used to get down back in the day. Death by 1,000 cuts, slowly cutting them. Everybody coming over there cutting you.
You might need your mummy when you see this mummy. Get it? Because this is the creepiest thing that you're about to see today, hands down. The Lady of Dai, or the Diva Mummy, is a 2,100-year-old mummy that is the best preserved ancient human ever found. She was found in 1971 inside of a tomb with perfectly preserved artifacts. Turns out that this woman died between 178 and 145 BC, but her skin was still moist and elastic, and her joints were still flexible, not stiff at all. In fact, she still had eyelashes and hair in her nostrils and blood in her veins. Keep in mind, she was over 1,000 years old, so that's hella old. But I will say that when they removed her out of the cave, the oxygen immediately took a toll on her body.
Her whole body
the photos that we see today don't do it justice. Literally, when researchers found her, they thought that she had died that year. That's because she was preserved in an airtight tomb 12 meters underground. She was locked inside 4 layers of coffins. 4 layers? That's insane. Either she was a woman of great importance, so they wanted to keep her safe, or they locked her up so she could never get out. Moving on to number 2, we have the
I'ma say she was an evil woman, so they put her in there and they said even when you die, your spirit can't get out. You locked in 4 coffins, bitch.
Ready database. Ready to get creeped out? I don't think you are.
I am.
So in 2019, a Dutch researcher discovered a database in China open to the public. This database held the private information of 1.8 million Chinese women. Not only did it give everyone access to their phone numbers and their addresses, and like, I know what you're thinking, that's hella sketchy, I know, but it also gave each person a breed ready status, meaning it would tell anyone on the database if the women were of suitable age to bear children or whether they already had children. It also kept track of the women's education levels and political status. The scariest part, no one knows who's behind it. Theory goes that it's the government keeping track of everyone.
That's what I was about to say.
Why would they have it open to the public? That's a violation of privacy. And if it's not the government behind this, then who the heck got access to all this private information? And in our number 1 spot today, we have the hidden monk. Back in 1996, a statue of a Buddha was sent to the Netherlands from China to be restored. While restoring it, they did a CT scan and it was revealed that there was a human skeleton chilling inside of it. Turns out that these were the remains of a 1,000-year-old mummified monk. They also found that the monk was sitting on a bundle of cloth covered in inscriptions. The inscriptions revealed that the body belonged to a Buddhist monk named Li Kuan, and he practiced self-mummification. This was a lengthy process in which an individual would meditate, starve, dehydrate, and poison themselves. It goes as so. So for the first 1,000 days, the monks would only eat nuts, seeds, fruits, and berries. Then they would put themselves through intense labor so that they would lose all their body fat. Then for the next 1,000 days, they would only eat barks and roots. Then they would drink poisonous tea, which would make them vomit and lose their bodily fluids. It was also done to kill off maggots and bacteria that would cause the body to decay after death. Then in the final stage, the monk would lock themselves in a stone tomb and just meditate until they died. That is hella intense. Keep in mind, this process took more than 6 years.
That last one was kind of interesting, bro. The things that people do for their spiritual beliefs. You know what? I'm a monk. I'm ready to get out of this karmic cycle. I'm going to just meditate, clear my mind fully, and die in this tomb. What? But, you know what I'm saying? That's their spiritual beliefs. Everybody has their own spiritual beliefs. I'll leave it alone. Go ahead and kill yourself, my G. Great video. Shout out to Most Amazing Top 10. Shout out to you guys for requesting this video. Some of these, I guess, things recovered from China were kind of weird. But listen, man, if you just look into history, humanity has a weird history, bro. We do a lot of weird stuff, even to this day. Think about it, bro. Look at the fast food industry, bro. Look at any type of food industry in the world nowadays. They're doing it for the sake of profit, but it's slowly killing us. I bet you 100 years from now, or even 1,000 years from now, humanity, they're going to be laughing at us. Look at them. They was eating McDonald's knowing that it would kill them, but they were so lazy, they didn't care. They still ate it. What type of idiots? I'm dead ass. They're going to be like, they used to have racism and they were upset with one another and they thought they looked better and they thought they were better just because of the skin tone? What? Like, humanity, you know what I'm saying? We're learning, we're growing, but yeah, we do dumb stuff, bro. We're stupid. We are stupid. But anyway, great video. Shout out to the gang. Just like that monk. Listen, bro, you killed yourself. I hope you found Nirvana, because that is cuckoo bananas. Shout out to the gang. Everybody have a great day. I'm going to see y'all next time. Peace.